He's going to be coming back next week, and I have major explosive diarrhea every other hour. And I don't know what to tell him.
Are you on the toilet right now while you're talking to me?
No. I'm in my depression room.
Hello?
Hello?
Who is this?
This is Jay.
What's up, Jay?
Is this the Gecko?
This is the Gecko.
Very, very cool. What's up with me? I am sitting.
I don't know if I answered that. Did I say what's up with you?
Yeah, you said what's up.
Fuck, I have like horrible. I don't know how long this has been going on, but I have like horrible short-term amnesia memory thing. I don't know if
is your long-term memory good? Do you think?
Yeah, I think my long-term memory is good. I just don't remember like names or things that people just told me or that I've said.
Like,
I don't know if it's as a result of like. Say that again.
Like, do you remember your third grade teacher's name?
I believe. Yeah, I think her name was Miss Hellman.
I think I only know one of my teachers' names from all 12 years of school.
Yeah, what are their names? Give me one.
Just erase it from my memory. But,
what's going on with you, Jay? What's up with you?
Well, first I want to say I'm sad I missed your show in Chicago. I wish I could have gone to it.
What were you not able to get tickets?
Not just that, but it's been kind of scary for me to be outside for longer than an hour at a time nowadays.
Jay, 28, Chicago, has had diarrhea for almost 3 months.
Yeah. In about
a
week and a half, it'll be 3 months, actually.
Oh,
so, okay. I've gone to a doctor. Of course I've gone to a doctor. I'm not stupid. And they, oh my God, it's so disgusting. They made me like bring in a sample, and they went through all of the lists, and they said that I have Giardia. Giardia is a pest, it's in water, and it usually comes from a minuscule amount of fecal matter. You can get it literally anywhere. You can get it at a restaurant. You can get it licking a puddle in the street. You can get it from your own sink. So that's what happened to me. Got put on medication, came back immediately the following week. And then
it says also, well, it says also that you believe that.
Hold on.
Okay, all right. I'll shut up.
So I go to my real doctor because I went to not an emergency room. I went to urgent care the first time. I go to my real doctor. He puts me on a different medication, does the same thing. The next week, immediately comes back. So my issue with the fact that it's been almost 3 months is that I've been seeing this guy. I've been dating this guy. I started dating a guy just before this whole diarrhea thing happened. He went on a work trip out of state, and the entire time he's been out of state, I've been having this diarrhea. He comes back next week, and I've already told him the whole thing. He thinks that my health is good after the first time I went to the doctor. He doesn't know that, like I am a gay man. I participate in anal sex. He's going to be coming back next week, and I have major explosive diarrhea every other hour. And I don't know what to tell him.
Are you on the toilet right now while you're talking to me?
No. I'm in my depression room.
You have a whole room dedicated to depression?
Well, maybe I shouldn't call it the depression room. It's the anxiety room, the where all of my shit goes that isn't on display in my apartment.
all of your
and
non-literal
organized.
shit.
It's like boxes and boxes of, yeah, it's a spare bedroom that's just...
Man, because I was about to say, depression
every-
room. That sounds like kind of a good idea. It's good to like have a place where you can put all that stuff. Okay, so your boyfriend does not know that you have been having explosive diarrhea for 3 months every other hour.
He knew in the beginning, like right when he left for the trip.
But he doesn't know it's still going on.
Yeah.
And you're not sure how to tell him because it means that you guys cannot have anal sex.
Yeah.
Tell me again what the doctors told you about a timeline of if this will get better.
Well, normally it should get better within a week. And I went to urgent care again for the second time after seeing my real doctor. And they want me to bring in another sample. But the thing is, every time I have a free day to bring in a sample, I get constipated. And then the next day I have work or I have, whatever else going on. So I can't.
Wait,
do
okay,
anything.
hold on. Let me get this straight, Jay. So your doctor has told you that as part of the process of you getting better, you need to bring them a sample, and you haven't been able to because you keep getting constipated or having work?
It's the worst because it's like on my free days I'm constipated. On the days
Jay.
where I'm actually
Jay.
Jay,
if you're having diarrhea every other hour for the past 3 months, you need to... I feel like that is a priority.
it is.
Quit your fucking job if you have to.
I can't do that.
You can't do that. You can't have fucking diarrhea every hour. Where do you even work where you can do your job with this?
At home.
You work at home?
I need to be next to a toilet at all hours of my day.
Jay, take diarrhea all over your car.
The weird part about
Jay, diarrhea all over your car. Jay, go give them the sample. What are you doing? Just diarrhea in your car. It doesn't matter. It's fine.
That's what I plan on doing tomorrow.
Okay, good. You're gonna diarrhea in your car on the way to the.
Do it today.
You got to do that. You got to prioritize this, Jay.
I do.
Okay, how long you been dating your boyfriend for?
4 months now.
4 months. Wait, you've been dating for 4 months. He hasn't even been with you
He's
for
been
those
gone
for 3 of them.
Yeah, he's been gone, but we talk every day, and he's coming back on Monday.
Jay, you
he's
just
gonna
gotta
be
tell
staying
him.
in my apartment.
Jay, I don't know how to tell you that. I don't know what to tell you except you just gotta tell him.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
I mean, look, it is what it is. Do your doctor said it will be okay in a couple weeks?
Yeah, but that was even the first time I went. Because sometimes it resolves itself, sometimes you got to take medication. And I've gone through two rounds of medication.
Have you been taking... Okay, you went through 2 rounds of medication. Are they going to put you on a third one?
That's what I asked for, and they didn't want to put me on anything.
Jay, you got to tell... I think...
It's like every time I want to bring in a sample, my stomach gets stressed out and freezes up. It's like I have a shy stomach now.
I feel like, this is like... You need a Nathan Fielder-esque machine that, like, is a backpack hidden underneath a suit with a tube from your asshole to the backpack that can kind of... Yeah, like a diarrhea suit, so that way you can live your life but still diarrhea whenever you have to.
Is there a way for astronauts to, like, close their poop bag inside of their astronaut suit?
Yeah, they're astronauts. They've figured out everything. I guess what we're getting at here with this line of conversation, Jay, is that not all hope is lost for you. Listen, your boyfriend's situation, just tell him. You have no other option than to tell him. He's going to find out. Just tell him. And I don't know how he's going to react. You don't know how he's going to react, but it's okay.
Gonna laugh.
He's gonna laugh. Okay, it's gonna be Jay. It's gonna be okay, man. If I could tell you, it's all I feel. That's all I want to tell you. It's gonna be okay. All right.
Yeah. And let's be honest. I'm just glad I haven't had a single hemorrhoid.
You
Praise the heavens.
One day will not have diarrhea, but you gotta go. You gotta deliver that stool sample. You gotta tell your boyfriend, and you let it play out. Jay, I hope you're not freaking out too hard about this whole whether or not to tell your boyfriend thing. You know, it's not worth freaking out about.
No, it's fine.
And hey, listen, we've been on the phone for 11 minutes, and I don't know how good your phone speakers are, but it doesn't sound like you have had diarrhea.
No, I have not. I actually went before I started calling. I'll probably need to go in a little bit. Honestly.
Jay, is there anything else you want to say to the people of the computer before we go?
Go to the doctor, probably. You need to, honestly. Everybody does.
It's true.
You've got something going on that you've
forever.
been avoiding for a long time, and just get it done. Also, this is the 69th call for me tonight. I got on at the 69th call. Just want to say that.
That's the magic number.
Yeah.
Thanks for calling, Jay.
Thanks for talking to me.
I don't go to the doctor anymore because every time I do, he tells me how fat I'm getting. That's all he does. I don't even think he doesn't even do it in a way where it's like you're fat and here's here's the plan of how we're gonna help you not be fat. But he's just like, you're fat. I'm like, I knew that. I'm afraid because every time I go, I get fatter. And every time right before I leave, I tell him next time I see him, I'll be less fat. And so I'm like lying. I should probably go to the doctor. Hello?
Hi, Geck.
Hi, what is your name?
Hi, I'm calling Lindsay.
Lindsay, what's going on with you in your life?
So I'm kind of in a pickle right now.
Oh yeah, what is it?
My parents are kicking me out due to the guy I am seeing. I have been seeing him for about 3 years right now. None of my friends like him, none of my family members like him, but for some reason, I still like him. And part of me just wants to leave him, but then a part of me doesn't want to. And I've even tried to leave him for like maybe about 4 or 5 days. And he showed up to my work and he was asking all these questions. So I blocked him and wouldn't talk to him. And he even showed up to when I went out with my friends on the weekend, and he started like causing a scene. So I don't know. I just kind of need some advice, I guess.
Okay, Lindsay, it says here that your parents are kicking you out because of this guy that you're seeing, and it says that this guy, you told the call screener that this guy has a warrant out for his arrest?
Yes, he had a warrant out for his arrest. He finally went to court, and now he's on parole for like a while. So that kind of makes the situation worse. But right now he has a good job, he has a house, and all this stuff, and he says I don't have to pay for anything but food, and he's been keeping that promise of it. And he can be really nice, but yeah, go ahead.
Well, Lindsay, I mean, okay, let's start here. What do you think is the reason why you are continuing to see this person?
I honestly can't tell you. Like when I was like single for like 4 or 5 days, I was having fun with my friends. Part of me missed them, and I would cry a little bit. But part of me felt like good and free about it. But he would just keep calling me and calling me, even when I would like block his number.
Yeah. Lindsay, listen,
And
I think
parents are just really concerned.
well, yeah, I mean, I think if you, anytime where you're talking about you are trying to break up with somebody and they are not respecting that that boundary, I mean, that is that is telling.
Yeah.
Has the situation escalated to a point where you feel as though you need to contact the police and get some form of a restraining order if he is showing up to places you're going out in public and, as you say, causing a scene?
I mean, okay. Even my ex-boyfriend that I haven't talked to in like 3 years told me I need to get a restraining order. And he even contacted my parents saying that he was worried about me and all this. Because he texted me one day and the guy I was seeing saw it and they started fighting over the phone.
Yeah.
So then my ex-boyfriend, like 3 years ago, haven't been talking to him or nothing. He texted my dad saying like I'm worried about her and all this stuff. So yeah, I don't know why I'm so like indecisive. Like I don't know, like he's fun and I'm attracted to him, but like I think I know what the right answer is, but I just can't seem to like follow through with it for some reason.
Okay, let's go a little deeper. You say you know what the answer is, but you can't follow through with it for some reason. What, if you had to think about it, what would that reason be?
Like, why can't I follow through with it?
Right. I mean, you're telling me that you know what the correct course of the correct course of action is, but you don't feel like you can follow through on it. Why don't you feel like you can follow through on it?
I think just because like we do have like a connection and stuff, and it wasn't always like this, you know. Like the first like year we were together, it was, you know, great, and then kind of just started declining through there. Mm-hmm. But we always had our good times, and he can be a really good guy, you know. He'll cook me dinner and take me out and all that. But
you know,
Lindsay, has, like,
you know, I don't know how much stuff I'm going to tell you that I'm sure your friends and your family haven't already told you, but if this relationship started out one way and slowly descended into being another thing, you will not benefit from holding out in the very, very, very uncertain hopes that it will return to what it was. And I think your time and your life will be better spent cutting your losses and finding love and pleasure and enjoyment and lifey cool stuff in the infinite other avenues that there are to find it.
Okay. And part of me also feels bad because like he's doing everything I asked him to do now, and now my parents are putting me in a situation when he's actually like showing improvements, you know. But yeah.
It's, I know you feel bad, but you know, this guy, I don't know anything about him. or his life or what he's got going on with himself, but it's his thing to deal with, and you've got your stuff to deal with, and
Mhm.
I just really don't feel like it's beneficial for you to hold out and put your own life on pause to wait for this thing to get better.
Right.
How do you feel about what I'm telling you?
I agree. I'm sorry, I'm a little sick right now. No, I
Okay.
totally agree. But, yeah, I just don't understand why it's so hard for me to, like, follow through with it, you know?
I don't know. I wish I knew the secret recipe for you to pull that trigger.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I don't know how much I'm telling you that your friends and family haven't already, but you should really, really take some time to consider the downsides of putting your life on hold for this guy. And
Right.
and then consider the you're 21?
Mm-hmm.
What do you do? Are you in school? Are you in working?
Yes, I actually just started clinicals for physical therapy, so
that's
I'm
great.
enjoying that right now.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
So,
Great. Do you have friends? It seems like you have a lot of friends and family.
yeah, and that's another thing. I feel like he ruins my relationship with my friends too. Like he'll like when you show up to the bar, he was like just cussing and just being mean to my friends.
Yeah.
So they don't like to hang out with me when he's around, which is a problem. So yeah.
Lindsay, you got a good life, man. You have a career you're pursuing. You have friends that I'm sure would graciously accept your return into their lives. And I guess, like, I don't have any secret sauce for you to achieve your Nike just do it moment.
Right.
But I hope at the very least you ruminate on all of the good things you have waiting for you to pursue in your life. This career you're talking about, your friends that you're talking about, your family, all these things that you have to really take time to lean into, and ruminate upon how that time will be wasted if you use it to hold out for this guy. And I hope after doing some thinking about that, it'll motivate you to have your Nike just do it moment where you really cut it off. And I don't know how you're feeling about your own personal safety, but if you have to, if you feel as though it is getting to that point, I would not hesitate to get whoever involved that you need to get involved. And yeah, I mean that's really all I have to say, Lindsay. How do you feel about all of that?
I mean, that's kind of like what I was expecting, to hear. Like you said, I'm hearing this from my mom, my friends, and everyone around me. So that's part of me that, like, I don't know, like, I feel bad because I'm listening to them and I agree with them. But then when I'm with him, I feel like he's like my best friend. We have good times. So, yeah, just stuff like that. But I agree, and I think you're right, and I think I just need, like, to do it and then just see how I feel in, like, at least, like, a couple weeks. And I feel like
Okay,
he'll
good.
be like, you know, fine with everything, you know.
Okay, good. I hope that you do what is best for you. Again, I wish I had the secret recipe to get you to do it, but that is the thing, is that you know, your friends, your family, as much as they love you, as much as they want the best for you, unfortunately cannot make you do anything because you can't make other people do things. But I just really hope you make the right decision, Lindsay.
All right. Thank you, Gek. I've been dying to ask you about this. I've been listening to your podcast on my way to work every day. I'm like, I don't know.
Is there anything else you want to say to the people of the computer before we go?
No. Thank you for answering.
Thanks for calling, Lindsay.
Good night.
Yeah, tough thing. Again, you can never make anyone do anything. So I feel for her friends and family. It's hard when you to care, but this is something I've talked about on this fucking podcast a billion times. But it's hard when you care about a person and you feel like you know what's best for them and you're telling them, and you can't fucking make anyone do anything. I can't, not me or any of Lindsay's actual real life friends or family can pull any triggers for her. But I don't know. I just to restate everything I said. I hope. I mean, it's not like she's like, oh, I don't have anything else going on in my life, and my boyfriend is my only thing, and if I get rid of this, I have nothing left. Even if that was the case, I would be like, nothing is better than something bad. But that's not the case. I mean, she's got all this stuff in her life that she could be using the time that she's spending holding out for this guy to fucking lean into, and I hope she leans into it. And I am a gecko on the computer. Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. What's going on with you?
Yeah, so I had a thing that I was curious to get your feedback on. So I'm 27 now, and when I was 15, so a long time ago, I was diagnosed with cancer. I went through 4 years of chemo for it, and it's done. Like, it's not even something that I think about now because, like, things are so normal now. But so last week or the week before was the anniversary of my diagnosis, and that's always a day for me to kind of look back at that time because it was such a big thing for me. Like, you know, a lot changed with that. But knowing myself that I'm a verbal processor, I like to talk and I like to write. I like, sometimes I'll just talk with my friends about it. Like on that day, I pretty much don't talk about that very much outside of that. But I told someone about it recently who I thought was a pretty close friend, and basically their response, like this has happened before, like in the past, you know, telling this and telling less and less people over time, but some people get really uncomfortable about it. So this person though, like basically didn't acknowledge it. They were like, okay, so you were in high school 12 years ago and like doing the numbers and about it and stuff, but didn't even mention the cancer thing once. So basically the question that I am asking now is like, if I'm going to share something like that with someone, is it on the end of like the recipient? Like, is it their responsibility to be like, oh, I'm sorry to hear that or something? Or is it my job to like tell it better? I guess it's kind of, I don't know if that makes sense, but I'm just curious what the chat would think about that.
So tell me, you have told this story about when you were 15 to various people in your life, and you have been unsatisfied with their reactions.
Sometimes more than others. Like, well, I guess, I mean, that's an interesting point. Like, I've got some close friends that just respond really well and they're supportive and stuff. But if there's ever a time that I'm telling someone new about it, there's always the gamble of whether or not it's going to make things weird. Because it has made things weird. And like, I don't talk with this person now anymore. after I told
Okay,
them
let's
this.
let's get really into this right now. When you say it makes things
Sure.
weird, when you are getting a reaction that you feel is not is a dissatisfactory reaction. Explain to me why the reaction is dissatisfactory and why it makes it weird.
Well, for one thing, I mean, in this case, it was the extreme of like not even acknowledging it. Like, there's like, if there's any discomfort there, like I know that like a topic like that can be uncomfortable. I understand that, but like I've had some people say, "Hey, like that's a lot. I don't even know what to say about that." But I guess the response that I've seen that's dissatisfactory is like very quickly wanting to move on to something else. Not even that I'm trying to talk someone's ear off about it, but shoot, it's hard to describe. Mm-hmm. But it turns people off. Like it just can be off-putting, and it's visible. I don't know how else to describe that.
Sure. Okay, now tell me what a satisfactory response to this looks like from one of your friends. Tell me what you want from them.
Yeah. Well, I think the people that know me well enough know that that's not something that bugs me day to day. Like, again, like I said, like I don't even think about it that often, but it doesn't seem like they're taking the weight of that on themselves. They're just like, whoa, that's amazing, or that's crazy, or like that's horrible. Like any reaction to it, I guess, is better than that's really hard. I'm having a hard time describing this.
Okay, let me ask you another question, and I don't know if you've thought about this before, but I ask you this genuinely. Why does it matter to you how people respond to this?
Yeah. Well, I guess it's at this point in time, the people that I'm sharing it with are people that I want to know about a pretty big part of my life. So like, I don't know. It's just that desire to be more fully known as a person, like getting, I don't know, just some of my background. Sorry, man. I feel like what was the question again?
I was asking you. It's okay, man. Don't stress yourself out about trying to find a perfect answer to any of these questions. So I'm just trying to find out. I asked you why it's important to you that people respond a certain way to this.
Oh, That's an interesting question. I'm not quite sure how to answer that.
Because here's the thing is this is this is to me like a heavy focus on a thing that's outside of your control. I don't know if you're looking at this as like some form of I don't know if you're looking at this as some form of a litmus test. Like you're almost testing people to see if they are whatever, supportive. But I think if you're going around having heavy expectations of how other people should react to this thing, you're tripping yourself up here.
That's really interesting.
I think you're tripping yourself up with this.
That's super interesting. I guess even broader than that, like I know that I like talking about more complex topics. I know I'm kind of philosophically inclined, and I like just thinking and talking and doing art and talking about art and stuff like that. So I feel like to me, this is something that has, I mean, again, it's over, 12 years ago that this happened. Yeah. So it's pretty like,
so you can't, you were just, it's funny to me that you were just doing, well, it's funny to me that you were just doing math because you were upset at the person who was doing math earlier.
Oh, that's hilarious. I guess all I have to say is that like, it is more normal for me, and to have the expectation on other people for hearing that afresh, like it is not like a fresh story for me. So when I go back and tell people, it is pretty like, it's like a normal thing for me at this point because it was so long ago and I've like accepted it as such. So that's interesting about the expectations.
I mean, dude, if so, you're telling. I mean, you've like, let me, if I can bring up a few things that you've brought up over the course of this conversation. You've told us. You kind of brought this up like, hey, this was 12 years ago. This isn't even something I really think about that much. It's just a thing that I share with people. Yeah. That's what you. I don't. Is that accurate? Is that the truth?
Yeah.
Okay, so when you tell it to people, and then to them, they're like, "Oh, 12 years ago you had cancer." Okay, and then what's going on with the fucking Mets this year? You know, like why is that? Yeah. If they're taking it as much of a thing as you take it as, why is that an issue for you?
Super interesting. You're blowing my mind, Lau. That's a really interesting point. It's kind of like I want them to understand the severity of it, but also that it's not a big deal. Like it can't be both and. Yeah, that's interesting, man.
You want? No, go ahead, please. I want to hear what you felt, but I do have something to say.
All I was gonna say is even just hearing you repeating my questions back to me is kind of like, oh my god, like that's just not a way I'd been seeing it before. So.
Okay, good. No, I'm glad you're thinking about this.
Yeah, what were you gonna say?
Well, just in general, you know, forgetting about, you know, we're talking about a severe thing, forgetting about that we're talking about a big thing in your life. Just in general, having expectations of how other people are going to react to you or should react to you, and then getting disappointed at those expectations is just gonna trip you the fuck up. So
that happens a lot.
Try not to have those expectations.
Well, sure.
You said it happens a lot in other areas, and that's the thing. It doesn't matter what we're talking about. If you having these expectations of how other people is going to respond to things is not going to do you a whole lot of good, unless if
that's one of those.
You're like navigating a relationship with someone. And you are openly expressing to them what you would like from them. If you're doing it like that, I think it's a good thing. But if you're just like quietly hoping that somebody acts a certain way, you're not going to get anywhere. And if you're getting upset that they don't, you're just going to lead yourself to more upsetness.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Well, how about that? This has been really helpful and illuminating.
Good. I'm glad. Is there any aspect of any of this or anything that we didn't talk, or any fucking anything or something about the Mets that you want to say before we go?
I don't know anything about the Mets, but I hope they play well this year.
I hope they play well too.
Yeah, man. Thanks for talking, Lyle.
Thanks for calling, Nick.
Have a great night.
That was interesting to me. Nick had a thing. I'm just sitting here with Nick, trying to understand his thing the best. It was difficult. This is what I'm trying to do here. Nick had a thing. I'm trying to understand his thing. It was a little bit hard for me to understand, but I'm trying my best to understand it. And then as I go through to try to understand it, Nick is like, oh, fuck, I don't even understand this thing. And so now both of us are on the same side of the court trying to understand this thing. Then the thing unravels itself, and then Nick maybe goes, oh, maybe this isn't a thing. Or maybe I haven't looked at this thing, you know, closely enough. Maybe I haven't even tried to understand this thing. That's kind of what I feel like happened there. And I don't know anything about the Mets. And I appreciate Nick for sharing. What's going on? What's up with you?
Hi. So we're Kevin and Olivia. And sorry if you hear some dogs whining in the background.
Which one are you? Are you Kevin or Olivia?
It depends on the day, I guess.
No, it doesn't. Which one are you? Are you Kevin or Olivia?
Kevin right now.
You're Kevin right now. You don't have to. You don't have. You can just tell me the answer to the question. Are you Kevin or Olivia?
I'm Kevin.
Okay. All right. That was it. That was. Not everything has to be like a crazy riff, you know.
For sure.
And then there's the other. You're not. What's the other person's name?
Olivia.
Kevin, I'm sorry I was mean to you just now, but I don't.
Yeah, I don't think you were mean.
I don't regret it because it was kind of fun. You know, I feel like I
thought
try
it was funny, yeah.
I feel like I try to be nice to people usually, and then I'm like, all right. Once I'm nice to enough callers, I feel like it earns me. I can be mean. You know, I don't know.
Fair enough.
I don't have an exact.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I don't have like an exact formula of like how many me being nice to callers equals I can be mean to one, but I feel like for every 5 that I'm nice to, I can be mean to one. There's a random number. That's not my like system, but
it's a good percentage.
Okay, Kevin. It says that you and Olivia are a couple.
Yes.
It says that you guys are sexually adventurous.
She was actually telling me that I shouldn't have said that and just like be blunt and say we're swingers.
Okay, I feel like sexually adventure. I feel like both of them are fairly blunt.
That's fair.
Okay.
But everybody has a different definition, I think, of adventurous, but the swinger one kind of only means one thing.
That is a good point.
Cheers, man. Good to hear.
So it says here that you had an experience that you both describe as interesting but weird with another couple, and you wanted to talk today about that.
Yes, correct. Okay. It was a couple of couples, actually.
It was a couple of couples. I feel like I've talked to you for 3 minutes. I should talk to Olivia now.
Shoot. She says no, but yeah, I asked. She said no.
She does not want to talk.
Heard my... No, I guess not. But we do want your advice.
Okay. All right. She doesn't have to talk if she doesn't want to. Okay. Yes. Tell me what's going on, Kev.
Yeah, no problem. So one of the couples is actually, I think the first couple that we met up with when we started doing this, and they were back in town, and they invited us to their friend's house for a swinger party. And it was a stranger's house, but we were glad to be invited. We brought snacks, made sure that we weren't just like I don't know if bogarting is the right word, but like we wanted to show up and be good guests. Don't show up empty-handed type of stuff. And we were having a blast. We had some drinks together, some other stuff that I probably shouldn't go into. But then it turns out that there was supposed to be another couple there, and it wound up being just one guy. And so it was an odd number that night. So that's already where it starts to get weird. Because it's like I feel like everybody's got their own rules about this kind of stuff. And I mean, we didn't mind it when it was just the drinking and the chatting, but then it gets to the bedroom, and that's when it starts to get a little uncomfortable. But I mean, I think because we're so new, we were like not sure what to say about it. And I know that's definitely on us for not speaking up,
So I mean, so there were 5 now?
There were 7 total. 7 total, yeah.
Oh, 7. Oh, 7. I mean, look. Okay, I mean, look. What? By the time there's 7, it's like, are we even going to notice that there's an odd number?
We definitely noticed. He was like watching everything.
It kind of put us on edge, like we had to keep looking over our shoulder and make sure.
Wait. Hold on. Olivia?
Yes.
Do you want to talk now?
I just was saying that with 7 people, it was definitely weird because he was like sitting in a chair, like watching everybody, and it was weird. And we kept being afraid that he was going to get up and try to come join in.
Well, isn't that I mean, you guys went to an orgy.
I guess so, yeah. But like I said, like a lot of everybody's got different rules, and
Okay.
certain things weren't communicated.
Okay.
And also, by the way, this guy was not supposed to, but we thought that he had a girl, and she couldn't make it. We don't know if like they had like a falling out or something, but it seemed to us like he might have gotten dumped, and he was invited for I don't know. I mean, they knew each other more than we knew them, so we couldn't say anything about who they were having over to their house.
Yeah. Okay, so this guy was there. It made you uncomfortable. And then how did this lead to what you describe as a? I mean, how did this situation kind of progress?
Okay, so it gets to get a little bit later. Everyone's having fun. This guy's sitting in his chair, and like two of the girls are playing with him, but we don't really like to do that with single people. That's kind of one of our rules.
Got it.
So that's fine. Like if they want to, hang out with him, that's fine. But it also kind of leaves an extra rod, if you know what I'm saying. Like, there wasn't enough women to go around for this many guys. If you wanted to like be one-on-one, I guess. Uh-huh. And like I said, just look like the fear of having to, not a fear, I guess, but like just having to look over our shoulders and make sure that nothing untoward was going on our end, because like you're not always going to be able to look at who's in these situations. You're not always going to be able to see who's in your periphery, I guess. Sure. So we wanted to make sure that only the people that were consented to were touching us, Right. So shoot.
Oh, well, okay. So I mean, it says here that the couple that you went swinging with, it says you seem like they were upset at you guys for, quote, talking about bisexuality.
Yes. Yeah. That's kind of the crux of the issue there.
Okay. What did you tell me what the crux of the issue is?
Yeah. No problem. So that part is more related to me, and I think there were a few things that kind of brought that up. One of them being this odd number and not knowing what to do with that extra guy. Yeah. And then another one being the drinking and the other stuff that we were talking about. Let's just say that we were feeling ecstatic. And I got a little like touchy and grabby, and I hadn't done it in a while. So I was like, well, let me vocalize this and see how everybody's feeling about this. Cause like there's an extra dude here. What do we do about that? So I asked, hey, how does everybody feel about like, it wouldn't be obvious to everyone, but I mean, I think the majority of people are okay with like girl on girl stuff, but I felt like I had to ask. So how do you guys feel about like guy on guy stuff? And I think, in the back of my mind, I was thinking, because there's an extra guy, like somebody's got to, make sure that, everybody's involved, I guess.
So you were about to take one for the team and hook up with this extra guy.
You could call it that, sure. Yeah, I mean, mainly so that the three guys that were in a couple could have their own lady partner, not their own, but so that the three guys that were in a couple could have a swapping situation and not have to worry about this extra guy.
I'm having trouble keeping track of all these numbers, but continue.
Yeah, I thought that's kind of why we called, because it kind of frazzled us,
Okay. Okay. So anyway, so you vocalized to the group, "Hey, is it okay if I hook up with this one guy that's sitting here?"
Yes. Yeah. Basically.
Okay. What happens? After
not
that?
Specifically him, just a guy in general, just so that everybody would have like somebody to be with.
Okay. So you're like, "Hey, or do the other dudes here also like dudes and want to hook up with me?"
Yes.
Dude?
Yes. Exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
Sure.
Nail
yes,
on the head.
All right. Yes. Yes. Okay.
Being
all right. And then what happened?
Like I said, the mood started to turn a little bit sour, maybe not sour, but definitely tangy. And we went out to get like a I don't know, something to drink or something. We stepped out of the room, and the guy that invited us there kind of took us aside to this other room and like expressed to us, hey, like I'm not going to judge you for something like this, but there are people in that room that get turned off and don't feel comfortable with talking about stuff like that. And, you know, like we were all inebriated. So I was like, yeah, sure. Okay. But, you know, after a couple of days of thinking about it, I'm like, why didn't this come up when I asked the question? Why did we have to go into like this separate room and be talked to about this like we're children, rather than just everybody like talk about it as adults? And yeah, they haven't gotten back in touch with us.
What did Olivia just say? I want to talk to Olivia.
Oh, just that since that night, they haven't like contacted us really, and we've like tried to talk to them, and they've been like very like cold and short with us, and we're like, what's wrong? I guess.
And so I guess like the main question we have.
Well, okay. Tell me what the main question is, I suppose.
Yeah, like basically, how do we breach these topics with people that, you know, we hope to still consider friends, but like if they've got like not very good reasons for I guess, you know, separating us from the group, then we probably won't want to be friends with them, but we want to know how to start this conversation.
Well, I have all right, I think I understood everything you just told me, but I am.
If you want to reiterate, go ahead and we can correct you if needed.
I am 80% sure I just understood everything you just said to me. Okay.
Sure, that's a passing grade.
You asked me. You said, okay, how do we iterate? I mean, you did. You said to the group, "Hey, are you guys cool with guys hooking up with guys?" And
sure,
you did it.
Yes.
You said it. You asked just now, how do I articulate myself to the group? You did. You articulated yourself to the group in a way that sounds to me very clear, very vocal, and so great. The group reacted in a way that is unfavorable for whatever reason that I think is almost not even worth speculating upon. They reacted however they reacted. It's whatever. Different things make different people uncomfortable when they're in a situation like that. Okay. And you want to be, and your thing is that you still want to be friends with these folks?
Yes, but obviously not if it's let's throw a big word out there. Like if they're bigoted about it, then we definitely don't want to see them again. But if it was just like an uncomfortable thing and like maybe they didn't know how to vocalize it, that's totally understandable. But we want to be able to start this conversation that we're having with you, with them. Without,
do you
any people who are getting
okay, all right, okay. I think I'm starting to understand this more now. You are interpreting
85%.
Okay, you are interpreting their reaction to you asking the group if guys in the group can hook up with other guys as a homophobic reaction.
We don't know. That's the problem, is that we're running all the scenarios through our head, and we just don't know which one it could be. But we want to find out, so we want to ask these people, but we don't know how to bring it up.
What exactly do you want to ask them?
So, like, basically, like, are people upset with us, or like did we make them uncomfortable? Like, why didn't they want to? Like, it's several questions. Why didn't they like want to keep talking? Why didn't they talk to us instead of sending somebody else to send the message? And ultimately, like, if they still want to be friends.
Okay. Kevin, and Olivia. Okay, listen, I think from where I sit, this thing, and I don't know you guys, but I guess from where I sit right now, this thing that was supposed to be a fun adventure for you guys has turned into something weird and anxious and stressful.
Yes.
And so I would just, if you have had a bad experience for whatever reason, you know, I mean, it sounds like you don't have enough information to label it correctly. Just fucking tell these people. Just, Kevin, if I were you, I would just tell these people you just want to be friends with them. And then, and then if you and your partner desire to swing again, go find another group to swing with. I believe it is as simple as that.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Olivia,
so yeah,
Olivia, what did you want to say?
Oh, I like your answer. I think that's a good answer.
Okay, good. I hope you guys have a good. You guys seem like you're gonna have fun with your lives. I hope you keep doing that.
Thank you.
Of course.
Thank you.
Is there anything else you want to say to the people at the computer before we go?
You guys need to, honestly, you need to share all those links that you see in the corner. You need to share those with everybody that you know and pump up the numbers on this stream.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? Send people to Therapy Gecko. Send people to Lyle Forever. Send them to this guy's links. Because I want to see those numbers get bigger.
You guys don't put me on while you're having the orgies, do you?
No, not yet.
We will now.
Okay, cool. Because I feel like if you're talking about
Then
sharing it with
number.
new people, yeah, that would bring up the numbers.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, I'll talk to you guys soon.
Right on. Thank you, Lyle. Love you.
Okay, I feel like I blacked out for that entire call, but that's why I said I understood about 85% of it. Swinging sounds fun. I don't know. I feel like that could be interesting. I don't know. I've never been to an orgy before, but I would. I don't know if you'd have to get me there first. You never know how you're gonna react in any situation. Really, you can hypothesize, but you never really know until you're there. I would stand, like, if I would observe an orgy for sure. I would observe one and be like, that's an orgy. But I don't know if I would take place in one just yet. I genuinely don't know. I wouldn't know if I'm there. But also I don't know if how I would stumble upon one, because I don't think I would go actively seek one out. But I don't know. I travel a lot. I go around places. The chances of me stumbling upon one is not out of the question. So who knows? Maybe one day I'll find out. But I'm not wearing the suit. Maybe I'll wear the suit. I don't know. All questions that maybe or maybe not one day be answered.